it's Radhika, and today I'm filming a video that I've been super excited to film for a while now, which is reading my common application essay. And I really wanted to make this video because throughout the entire college application process, I always thought it was super helpful to hear like other people's essays and learn about their stories and what they wrote about, because looking back over the application process, I definitely think that the essay was my favorite part, just because it's something that's so unique to each individual applicant. And so I thought it would be really fun if I shared my essay with all of you. And I'll be attending Stanford this fall, so I'm going to be making separate videos where I read my Stanford supplemental essays that got me into the school, and also different supplemental essays for different schools that I got into. So if you are interested in any of those videos, go ahead and subscribe down below because I'll be making them very shortly. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the essay. And so the topic, or the prompt that I chose, was discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. I laughed as the TEDx host introduced me. Our next speaker, Radhika Shah, also known as Rad, towering at a height of 6'1". It was an indiscriminate remark, but I knew it was fitting for someone who has always stood out and up. There was a time when my differences made me hesitant to utilize my voice, as it was typically frowned upon to speak about my unusual family circumstances. In my Indian American community, the stigma of having a sibling with autism was palpably present. I nervously glanced across the stage, fearing that the events of the previous night would affect my performance. The orderliness of the crowd was in stark contrast with my home. My parents were out of the country. At 1 a.m., I'd been awoken by strange noises. I rushed out of my bedroom to find our home ransacked and my 15-year-old brother, Amr, running naked throughout the house. I surveyed the damage. Holes in our drywall, chocolate milk and spices seeping into the carpet, and dish detergent spilled across our kitchen counters. My brother's severe autism consumed him, often resulting in uncontrollable outbursts. It was my responsibility to calm him and return him to bed, as I was the only one with the capability to do so. Something I embraced. I stayed up the rest of the night cleaning up the mess. Moments like this defined my childhood, as Amr's reality materially impacted my own. His inability to speak triggered recurrent meltdowns. I used to hide under my bed, waiting for the screaming to stop. I was a student in school who rarely had friends over for this reason. His temperament was like a ticking bomb. I never knew when it would go off. Frequently, I missed lunch as I would visit my brother's special education classroom. The conversations I had with his teachers were extensive. Just because he says cheese every day doesn't mean he wants cheese. That is the only way he can say he's hungry. For so long, I was my brother's voice. But as I walked into Amr's classroom every day, I saw frustrated children crying, unable to express their needs. I felt like I was seeing a world that my community wasn't. My brother was not alone. Others needed someone to speak for them. The loud clapping of the audience quickly restored me to the present. In that moment, a realization dawned on me. I needed to capitalize on an ability that we all take for granted: speaking. I also needed to embrace my differences and use them as a strength to advocate for others. I could use my voice, individualized experiences, and distinct perspective to share with the audience a message that only I could share. My nervousness instantly melted as I ambled across the stage. I stood firm in the dead center of the iconic red carpeted circle. With this revitalized sense of purpose, I comfortably and confidently spoke publicly about my family experiences and the accompanying initiatives I created, something that I feared before. Everything that made me different came together and fortified my words, reaffirming this newfound purpose. The TEDx event was the beginning of a fruitful public speaking journey. Little did I know the stage itself would become a place of comfort and confidence. I found a place that allowed me to feel influential, assertive, and compassionate. It became a platform where I promoted advocacy for the many who didn't have a voice to speak for themselves. As a 6'1" individual with an unusual childhood, I have always stood out from my peers. The stage, however, is an elevated platform designed to champion individuals with differing perspectives and stories. It's a place where people are intended to stand out. And to me, that means fitting in. The idea of being different from others has always felt familiar, and I now use that to make a real difference. So that was my Common App essay. And I really enjoyed writing that essay and just going through the entire experience because, as you could tell, that was a really important moment in my life. And actually looking back over my 4 years in high school, or just my life in general, that was the most transforming event in my life. And so I'm really happy that the college application process allowed me to write to share that story with all of them, because I do think that was one of the most important components of my application. And so, like I said, I'm going to be making more videos where I share my supplemental essays for different schools, and also videos where I just give advice in general about writing college essays. So if you are interested, go ahead and subscribe down below. You can also follow me on Instagram at rad_shaw, which is RAD_SHAH. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to all of you soon.